You know, everybody, my video did not upload for the intro, so you know what? Screw it. It's 0 Point Reviews. We're doing Princess Mononoke from Studio Ghibli. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And whenever the little circle uploads for StreamYards here, we'll get on going. And I
Yeah.
see now we have just hit live for like 5 seconds, so none of you know what the hell I'm talking about. My video did not upload tonight, everybody, on StreamYards. StreamYards is being a piece of shit.
Huh. Yeah, it's
So,
being goofy on the Twitters too.
yeah, it's being goofy just all around. But hey, it's Studio Ghibli. It's a good movie. It's Princess Mononoke, everybody. Now, Kevin, eventually I will play our intro, but do you have any interesting ideas, memories, thoughts about Princess Mononoke before we get into the good, the bad, and we judge this bad boy? And everybody, hit the like button down below, subscribe down below, and despite StreamYards being funky, we ain't gonna be that monkey. We're not gonna be the crazy apes in this movie.
The crazy apes.
We got a review for you, baby.
I gotta retweet us on Facebook real quick. Otherwise, people might miss this story because it's not an important story. It's just something that's self-deprecating, so worth telling people we're talking about.
Hey, not a problem. If you give it about 2 more seconds, my brother, I might actually have our intro to play as we go in circles. We go in circles. Like button, everybody. Come on. Let's keep it going. We want to try to avoid all the commercials that YouTube likes to throw to everybody. And hey, as a bit of a
oh yeah,
go ahead.
We got to give it the 30 seconds or 15 seconds before people could skip the video.
Well, don't skip this.
In a time when gods walk the earth, an epic battle rages between man and the gods of the forest. Now, the fate of the world rests on the courage of one fearless princess.
I'm not afraid to die, and I would do anything to get the humans out of here.
And one brave warrior.
What exactly are you here for?
To see with eyes unclouded.
You cannot alter your fate, however. You can rise to meet it if you choose.
Princess Mononoke.
The blackest eyes. The devil's eyes.
You will suffer an eternity for this.
That's right, everybody. Welcome back to 0 Point Reviews, and sorry for the shaky intro. We've had a couple interesting days around here, but we are always here on Suns and Shadows Network. We got you on 0 Point Reviews every Tuesday. Every Thursday is Stargate Files. Every Saturday night, maybe is Deadwire Live, where we talk about the news during the week. And every other Friday, we might have a little nostalgia TV for you. Sci-Fi Fridays, baby. But this one, we got some anime. We're concluding animation month next week with heavy metal. So you crazy US animated fans, yeah, we're gonna really freaking go. But we're gonna do a little Studio Ghibli tonight. We got Princess Mononoke from 1997. Kevin, do you have a memory about this movie or a story that you would like to share with everybody, or you don't want to share with everybody?
Yes, and yes.
Yeah, baby, let's go.
So, like, probably my first memory of this movie recollection would be I was working briefly at Best Buy. Like, I kept seeing the VHS and the DVD. And
No kidding, you worked at Best Buy.
Oh. Yeah, I worked in the media section for a while. I thought it was really cool until
Circuit City Media.
Yeah. Until you found out that's the first person that they call to go up to their cash register or for anything else. And you're like, I'm here to be a specialist in fucking physical media. What is this bullshit?
Retail stories from 1990s, baby.
Turns out there is no such thing as a physical media specialist outside of Twitter.
Which didn't happen for like another 10 years.
At least. So no, I remember seeing the VHS. I remember being completely confused by one, what it was about, and two, people's interest in it. So I passed it on by, and I'd say maybe 2-3 years later, I met this girl that was just amazing in bed. And
Ooh, a girl in bed.
yeah, it was a lady. And
Reminds me of the movie Road Trip. Last
I
night, I scored with a girl.
with a girl. I just want to say that with the respect that it deserves, because it's not just a girl. She was a very special girl. Whew.
Shout out to special girls out there everywhere. You know, you're all out there. You know that. Come on. We're having fun.
37.
Dude, don't mall rats me on this stream right now. This is a wholesome story on this movie.
So anyhow, I got engaged to this girl because I thought to myself, anyone that could do that is a keeper. And that's
37, baby.
generally true, sort of. If they don't give you something that you're going to keep. HPV. Anyway,
Or cock ring.
cock ring. No.
Sorry.
Just do me a favor and don't say cock, okay? So, anyway, I was with this girl for a while, and she introduced me to a whole bunch of cool movies, like Dave Chappelle stand-ups. I didn't know Chappelle had stand-ups that were on DVD. Those were all fucking glorious.
Oh, Chappelle Show, yeah.
Yeah, or no, not Chappelle Show. Chappelle's stand-up DVD.
No, yeah, I know what you mean. It's just like Chappelle at that era was like
hot. He was so hot. She and I, she's the person that I discovered Fluffy with on Comedy Central, and we saw him down there, because Fluffy was still just a Southern California comedian at that point, and not like huge international star that he is now. But anyhow, so one day I was over at her house, and we were going to order pizza and watch a movie, basically what Netflix and chill is now. And I didn't know what we were going to watch. I didn't care because I was going to get the good. And okay, so we're ordering the pizza, and she says, "Do you want to watch Princess Mononoke?" And I'm like, I have no idea what that is. And I wasn't thinking about that VHS, not until it just started, and I started seeing the little ghost things, whatever. The Skeeter had the little 3D print of it last weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but so we're sitting there watching this movie, and the pizza arrives, and I'm bored as fuck already because I am not understanding this movie. Anime is still fairly, I don't want to say it's new in America at this point. It's not. It's been around for quite a while, but it's still not widely appreciated like it is now.
Yeah, it hasn't hit the mainstream like you're talking about.
Right. Princess Mononoke might have been one of the first films outside of Vampire Hunter D to do that successfully.
I'd argue probably one of the Pokemon movies probably did that. And then people started being like, wait, Pokemon?
Oh, yeah, I suppose so.
And then Digimon and all that other crap. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, things like that.
Classy nerds liked this shit, though.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so the pizza gets there, and we're sitting on the floor. And I'm not really watching the movie. I open the pizza box, and out from under the carpet comes this legion of cockroaches.
Oh, no.
Hundreds of fucking cockroaches, all smelling.
Dude, I'm glad I
pizza.
ate already. Oh.
You ever watch the old Looney Tunes commercials or cartoons where Sylvester would get scared and scream, and the next thing you see, he's like hooked up on the ceiling by his fucking talons or his claws?
Dude, is
that
this
was
Joe's
me.
apartment? What are we talking about here?
That's what I'm saying, man. It's like they
Oh,
were coming out
God.
to hand me a condom and ask for pizza. And here was the problem,
That make me go boing.
because I no longer wanted pizza and I no longer wanted sex. Like, my balls were ready to come out, sure, but they never ever did come out in that house. Not ever. Not after that day. As it turned
Never
out,
got blue balled, everybody.
it was gross. It was really gross.
Or we call that blackballed.
Well, what had happened was at one point they they house sat a dog for somebody and some property while their house was getting fumigated for roaches, and they brought a couch and the dog food. Dog food.
This was not on my bingo card tonight.
Dog food. Roaches. Cockroaches. My cock didn't come out because of cockroaches and Princess Mononoke. So no, I never watched this fucking movie again. I never had the desire to watch this movie again. And I'm lucky that I even had the desire to have fucking pussy ever again. So that's my first memory of this movie.
Jesus Christ. Okay, everybody. Well, we talked about doing like an animation month, and I'm like, hey, let's do some movies. And I'm like, hey, there's some good Ghibli movies. And you said, oh, Princess Mononoke, I got a good story for. I'm like, all right, we'll do that one. This is not what I was expecting. All I ever heard from Kevin before we decided on doing this movie was, I have a story that'll floor you. I did not realize it was literally on the floor, and it involved like blue balls. So, and shutting that bitch off. So, for me, my first impression of this movie, or first memory of this movie, is not nearly as diseased and crazy as Kevin's story. I watched this about like maybe 16 years ago on like a DVD rental from Netflix. I only remember about like the first half of the movie, and I enjoyed it, but like this was actually my first time like catching it all the way through, because I watched this the other night with my wife, and she was just like, you keep falling asleep. I'm like, well, yeah, part of this is a little bit of I remember this, but then rewatching it a couple more times after that, and I'm like, oh shit, I don't remember any of this. And before our live stream on Saturday, I had like awoken from my slumber like 20 minutes before we were supposed to start our stream, because my alarm and because I'm like, I don't want to oversleep the stream here. But I woke up before the alarm went off, because there was a certain pivotal part at the ending of this movie, and we'll get into this, don't worry everybody. But literally, I woke up and I was staring at the movie, and then my alarm went off, and Amy was like, don't you have a stream? I'm like, yeah. She's like, it's 9 o'clock. I'm like, it's supposed to be like 8:45. She's like, I thought you were sleeping. I'm like, no, I set my alarm to wake me up like 5 or 10 minutes before, but I've been sitting here watching this for like the last 15-20 minutes. And she's like, oh, I thought you were sleeping. I'm like, no. And I'm like, I gotta go. So we ended up finishing the movie the next day, and I've subsequently rewatched the movie like 2 more times. Fantastic movie. Just saying. But like my first memory, honestly, is only about like the first like maybe third of this movie. And it's like, it's good. But that was before I was really into anime. And I never attributed Studio Ghibli and Hayao Miyazaki as being like, oh, this is the big name in anime. Because I always felt like these were maybe a little too like kid friendly. But that's before I knew better, and I got introduced to the whole thing. Howl's Moving Castle is basically one of my favorites. And this came out before that, and it showed what he could really do.
Interesting.
So my story is not as tortured or naughty like Kevin's.
You didn't ask me what kind of story to share.
And find myself satisfied after that.
I'd probably rather put my stinking or my thing in a fucking glory hole. It's I don't like cockroaches. I didn't know that until
dude, you keep saying that word. I'm gonna play something if you keep that up.
I fucking love that movie.
Show some restraint, brother.
Filmmakers like George Romero and John Carpenter have to show some restraint.
I have no restraint. Remember, I was just diagnosed with ADHD last week.
That's true.
I'm allowed. I can't help it. So fuck you, world.
Hell yeah, brother. Well, that being said, maybe we should get into reviewing this movie. And I do have slides because Kevin was like, I gotta work today. Let's talk about the good about Princess Mononoke, everybody. Kevin, what you got for me, brother? Because she totally spits blood like that. Because you couldn't get it.
What do I got?
Okay, I'll start. The characters are absolutely fantastic in this. If you're a newbie to anime, this is probably a good start, especially if you like a little bit of like the horror, the sci-fi, the fantastical, with some good, honest characters that are very endearing. Nothing feels forced at all with the characters, and they all develop very well through the movie. And I love that. Forgive me, I did have to write the names down here. Hashitaka the prince, once he got shunned from his village after getting like basically diseased from one of the demons, he had one of the best arcs you could have in a movie. He's a somewhat teenager who doesn't freaking act like it. He actually has a maturity to him. He actually acts like a prince who actually wants to help everybody and actually does help everybody. And her and him with then Son, who is in the good picture here, like their relationship doesn't feel forced at all. It feels pretty simple, very matter of fact. And there's some nice subtle details between their interactions that just seem to work very well with this movie. That if you've never seen an anime before, this movie's going to make you fucking cry. God damn it, Kevin. I see you like, God, motherfucker. You made me watch another goddamn anime, you bitch.
Okay, so this movie
Like,
did not.
Well, here, brother. What's good about this movie?
It's pretty. It's always so pretty.
The animation's always awesome with Studio Ghibli.
Yes, it is. So, okay, here's one of the neat things about this flick is, like I don't enjoy anything that doesn't have a monster in it, and there are plenty of monsters in this flick. Even the creatures that are supposed to be normal, like your giant wolves, your giant pigs, your giant apes that don't belong in these forests but are there anyway. It feels natural in this element, and then when the monsters do arrive, they feel grotesque outside of these giant monstrosities of nature. So I mean, it was a feast for your eyes. It really was. If you like monsters, if you like the squirmy worms, if the movie Squirm is your thing, like this movie is kind of for you. But gosh, it didn't catch me the first time I watched it. This time was a lot better, I think.
Were you distracted by pizza, cockroaches, and pussy?
No, I was no longer distracted by sex after that. Not for a while.
At least when you started before the pizza showed up. Come on, brother. Give me something here.
I didn't make love to a woman or a pizza for quite some time. It was something.
Domino's did not deliver fast that night. 30 minutes or less did not happen.
My money didn't come back neither.
No, but to your point, the animation quality is outstanding. There's a nice epicness to this movie. It starts small, but as the movie goes along, it builds and builds and builds and becomes more expansive and more epic in its scope. It actually feels, now for video game players out there, I would argue this movie probably gives a bit of an impression to Ico, Shadow of the Colossus, and The Last Guardian for a little bit of a feeling on how the main protagonist plays this role. And it feels like you're watching a goddamn video game come to life with this. And for a 2 hour and 15-minute movie, let's just point that out. This is a long ass movie. It didn't feel like it. The pacing and the editing was actually on point. So if you're a first time watcher on this and you like anime, this is going to be your jam. You're going to like this movie one way or another. And when we get to the bed, there are some pullbacks on this. It's not like there's not, but there's enough here for everybody to kind of sink their teeth into. But it never gets slapsticky. It never gets hokey. And that's a hallmark of Studio Ghibli that I love that they never fucking do.
Yeah, it's not like the old-fashioned animes where you had weird pitched voices for the kids, for the girls, and things were all very campy acted both physically with the pictures, the animation, and the voice acting as well. There was not a whole lot of that in this movie. Well, none of it at all as far as the animation goes. Again, it was all top notch. And the voice acting that we get with the American version, again, is completely stellar. I don't think this was a group read, but I also don't think there was a non-famous person in this movie. Like, the entire cast is from a TV show that you like or from a movie that you like. Every single person.
Especially the American English dub that anybody will listen to. You got Billy Bob Thornton on this. You got Gillian Anderson on this. Like, there are voices here that you're going to be like, well, they sound kind of young, but I do hear it. And they put in awesome performances all around. All of them do.
It's funny because I want to say half of the cast from Vampire Hunter D and Spawn are all in this. I know The Hand is in it. Jason Wynn is in it.
Dwight Schultz from the A-Team and Star Trek The Next Generation actually is in this. He is credited as an additional voice. So anybody out there, if anybody can pinpoint the exact characters he voiced, I want to know, because I saw his name in the credits and I'm like, I'm pointing that out on this review because I did not know that ever.
I didn't either, and I was looking through IMDb and I completely missed that. Still, I love
goddamn Murdoch from A-Team. Everybody, just saying.
Barkley, baby.
Damn straight.
Sorry, I got a thing for Next Generation. Barkley was always cool.
Well, you also got a thing for hot bitches too.
So I was about to say Gillian Anderson in this. I don't care if she's a violent creature, like a sadistic murdering bitch in this movie. She could bite my head off. I don't care. I like mean women.
Hey, she can bite. It's all good.
And I love that she bites the Iboshi. Is that her name? Iboshi? Lady Iboshi?
The forest god?
No, the lady that was in charge of Irontown.
That was her.
The head gets away and still bites the Iron Lady's fucking arm off, and she's like, see, I told you the head could still bite.
Well, yeah, she was the head of Irontown.
Yeah. That was just a neat scene with the head coming back to life one more time just to bite her fucking arm off.
Well, it was mentioned like 2 or 3 times before that, like, you got to make sure the head is captured or it'll still keep biting. You can cut the head off the wolf. It'll still bite you. That was mentioned in basically the first 20 minutes of the movie and about like 40 minutes in. And then later, that's what happened.
And it looks like Pac-Man running.
Oh my God.
It was not... It was done cool. I don't think they should have done more than one lunge. I think it should have just been a single lunge and taken her arm, or a swipe. It shouldn't have been a waka 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 waka. Like,
well, there is something to be said about the gore in this movie. Like, they dismember arms and take heads off within 25 minutes of this freaking movie. And it's like, wait, what the hell kind of movie am I watching from Studio Ghibli? This is not what I was expecting.
Honestly, it's typical for an anime, I reckon. Like,
oh, I know, but for Studio Ghibli, it's like, wait, you got Stone in this picture on the good here, spitting out blood after sucking out blood from a poisoned arrow from the wolf. Her mother, basically, well, quote unquote, pseudo mother who adopted her. But you also got like arms being sheared off by a freaking bow and arrow, a head getting shot off by a bow and arrow. You got bitches being like acid dropped by like demons and like leeches. It's like, wait, what the fuck is going on in this goddamn Disney movie of all things? It's not a Disney movie. It's just who distributed it. But still.
Yeah. But I would have lost my shit as Ashitaka if I would have launched an arrow and blasted somebody's fucking head off.
I would have been like, yeah, motherfucker, I got you.
I would have gone full Jim Carrey from Batman Forever, like,
dude, that just took me by surprise because I did not even remember that when I was watching this the other night with Amy. I was just like, oh shit. And she's like, what, you don't remember that? I'm like, no. I think you remember this movie way better than I do. Oh, I watched this movie a million times growing up. I'm like, yeah, shut up.
I love the archery games that I have on VR. Like, some of them are great. Well, no, some of them are good. None of them are really bad. But there's a couple that are really great. And it's not as good as what you see here. Like, there's some good kills. Arrows will get stuck in an eye or the head.
Or this, that, and the other. Yeah, it's like gnarly, man.
But never anything with like massive head explosions. So like this was quite.
Or decapitations. It sent the head flying like 400 yards away. I'm like, holy shit.
And pinned to the wall.
That too.
And the neat thing is, it was the evil in his arm was moving to kill properly. Like, he would have missed had the arm not moved for him, and it was doing it involuntarily. So it's neat because you see that influencing Venom 20 years later. And it's like,
a lot of movies got influenced by Princess Mononoke.
Yeah. So, I mean, I do have a level of respect for this flick, but Lordy, did it baffle me the first time watching. And there are still things that you're helping me understand as far as like why he gets kicked out of his village. It's like, yo, what the fuck? He just helped you all and you're kicking him out. Like,
yeah, right.
I didn't understand that. That's probably maybe
kicked him out of the village because he got diseased. That was part of their culture, basically, like because they had already been shunned by the emperor and the empire. So they were already on the outskirts as it was, and in order to protect their village and their secrecy and their purity, they're like, oh, the second you got diseased, we appreciate what you did, but you got to get the hell out of here. And what did he do? He then went off on a journey to figure out what the hell really started everything and what the hell's going on, and to actually resolve the whole entire conflict. And he ended up resolving not just the conflict with the demons, but the conflict between all the warring clans for a moment. So I think it's a very interesting tale about Japanese culture and their warring nature. And it also gave to a little bit of an older story of good versus evil, nature versus nurture, and also like, hey, revenge doesn't get you fucking anywhere.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. But I only want to half agree with you on that one. He didn't,
because you only got half-mast. I gotcha.
No, I mean, yeah, that's true too. He didn't really get the good. But when he left and where he went was Irontown. So he himself, a diseased person, went to a diseased citadel full of lepers and found out that what caused the pig to turn into a demon was a piece of iron forged by lepers.
Well, he knew that, though. He saved 2 of their townspeople and brought them there as a rescue. He went there by almost as an excuse to rescue people, and then to figure out, oh, hey, the leader of this town is a no good lying bitch, and all she wants to do is kill the forest god and take over the entire fucking world with firearms. And it almost is like the domino effect. She started all this shit when she shot the boar with a bullet at the beginning of the movie, turned him into a demon. It infers like the industrialization is what's starting to poison the creatures in the forest and to destroy the world. So there is a message to this movie. This is in the 90s, everybody. A lot of like, hey, planet Earth and everything was going on back then. And this is one of those movies that kind of jumped on that train, but it didn't beat you over the head with it because they used iron and guns and weapons and revenge as the theme to talk to you about things you should think about as a human being and how to interact with the world and live with it afterwards.
They used violence to make Earth
Boom,
fun.
baby! Gotcha!
But I maintain, though, like, really, the iron just had leprosy on it, and the pig got infected with leprosy, and that's what the problem was. Like, you take all the superstition out of it, and it was just the pig getting shot by an infected piece of ore.
Which all the ore was infected throughout the goddamn movie then?
Yeah,
That just tells you that weapons and killing the animals was the actual poison of the movie, not of the leprosy.
All the lepers touched it.
You want to touch this leper? Because it bites back.
Makes me think of Sam Kinison in The Leper Whore.
The leper core.
He's talking about being a leper and having sex with the lady, and oh shit! I'm sorry. I should have told you. I'm sorry. I'm a leper. Let me just get that for a second. Here we go.
And just for perspective, we're not always going to agree on these movies, everybody. That's part of the fun with 0-Point Reviews.
So he pulls out another dick and goes, "Hey, wait a second! This isn't mine! Leper whore!"
Wait, you want to see a dick? I'll show you a dick. Here. Woo! Wing a wing a wing.
Nate.
I
So
don't even have a drink in me. I wish.
I don't know. The battle wasn't bad. The battle was actually pretty good.
Oh, all the battle scenes were awesome. Animation was fantastic, honestly.
Yeah, the drive for the violence, the hunters wanting the head because they think they're going to get a prize from the emperor for it. That made a lot of sense to me. I don't think I really caught on to that necessarily years ago. But
the emperor was like the big shitbag of this movie, and he never saw him.
Yeah, like he was the one sending all the samurai to
and manipulating the Iron Town lady to do it too. He's like,
yeah,
no, I'm going to use both these assholes to take out my common enemy. Yet you never see the bitch.
Yeah,
Sounds
so
like
there should have been a sequel.
Yeah,
some deep state stuff.
Yeah, come on, deep state. We
Deep
got
state
you,
emperor.
Bring it.
So,
but we're getting demonetized on YouTube. No, I'm kidding.
I also didn't understand as a kid. I say as a kid, I was like 20, 22. Why the eponymous character wasn't the main character. Like I kept waiting for like half the film to see Princess Mononoke and then find out she's not the actual heroine necessarily. Like she's totally awesome in the movie.
Yeah.
But like it's still very much like a I don't want to say misogynistic, but like the ladies are very courageous in this movie and they're stronger than their men, but the men aren't very strong in this movie.
I haven't even gotten to the next tab. You don't know. Kevin had me make the images today. So he has no idea what we're going to show. He usually does our images, everybody. He's way better at this than I am. But we'll get to the bad soon. But Kevin wants to talk about woman power being a problem. Just saying it.
I'm going to throw it out there that was Jada Pinkett Smith. So I'm not wrong.
She still wishes she had Tupac up in her.
Dude, she hurt my cousin Will. She hurt my cousin Will. Fuck off.
Well, when you go to Beverly Hills and Baldwin Rings.
You can see the resemblance in our ears. Yeah.
Dude, I watched Tales from the Crypt Demon Night. I know what she's all about. She's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Welcome to 0-Point Reviews, everybody, where we go off on tangents all the freaking time.
About soul suckers. Anyway, yeah.
Not enough sucking going on for Kevin, apparently.
Did you have a favorite monster in this?
To be honest, I did like all of the animated beasts. The boars were designed awesomely, but I like the wolves. Not gonna lie. And the spirit of the forest and its like dark Nightwalker form, that was pretty
Yeah.
dope. But the wolves, I'm a dog person. So I absolutely loved seeing the wolves in full power, like not just being like, oh, we're sweet little baby. No, these are badass motherfuckers. Like if you want a review that's gonna watch their language, get the hell out of here. Cause fuck that. These bitches were awesome. Love these fucking wolves. I actually want one. They reminded me of actually old school dire wolves that have actually been randomly brought back into existence recently.
Well, because they said so, not really.
Thanks, George. Go finish your fucking books.
I'm just saying, you could make a clone of something, like genetically engineer something and call it a direwolf, but unless you actually use direwolf DNA, it's only a direwolf in name.
Thanks, Mike.
Anyway, I'm just throwing that out there. So, yes, thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. That makes my ADHD feel justified.
And
And
that makes me
useful.
feel as a producer feel a little more justified because I can actually focus on two other screens for about 3 seconds.
That's not bad. That's not bad. That's better than my attention span.
That's
Usually.
why we made you a moderator, brother.
And
Just
that's part of the reason I think why I couldn't really get into this movie, like not knowing what it's about so much.
this does require
and with
multiple rewatches to get the entire plot, though. I will agree with that.
Yeah, like you just have to go into it, really understand, like read the synopsis. I probably should have just to understand, like this guy's caught in between a civil war.
Basically.
More or less, yeah. And rather than try to stop a bad guy, he's just trying to diffuse the war.
Diffuse the war and figure out what the hell happened to his own little town that he had to take out one of the Boer guards that spurned like part of this. There's like a whole domino effect going on from the emperor all the way down to like all these other towns and factions on somebody's manipulating this shit just to get rid of the forest deity. And it's like, holy shit, bro. Like when you watch this like 2 or 3 times like in a row like I have, the layers feel like, God damn, this is way more Game of Thrones than you would think it is.
Now, and maybe we should save this for the bad, but isn't the version we saw like a half hour shorter than what the actual movie is?
I don't know. I have this on Blu-ray from Disney. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think this movie might be closer to 3 hours, and there's a lot that Disney required to have shortened for American audiences.
I don't know about that.
I think I may be mistaken. But there is so much room for more story. And whereas this movie is, yes, quite long for an animated feature, it's still very good in its quality. It maintains its quality as far as your journey with Ashitaka. It's a quality story all the way through. He's a consistent hero. He doesn't really waver at all. And it's fun.
It's 2 hours and 13 minutes internationally as well.
Oh, well, fuck it then. I guess they added 2 minutes.
Spirited Away is another long movie too, but all the other Ghibli movies are actually a little bit shorter than 2 hours.
No. What the hell was I thinking that they fucking had something shortened?
I don't know. Your dick?
No, that's already done.
Yeah, that was already done. Kidding, everybody, just relax.
Oh, that's right. It's Amber Turd's birthday today. Go poop on something nice, kids.
Yeah, Amber Turd.
Sorry, I just got a notification for that on my phone for whatever reason. I don't know. Anyway.
Wow, good job, brother.
Tangent. There you go, Mike. That one was special.
Crap out a turd and talk about
The Turd.
a good movie.
Oh. Not with her. Anyway.
No, that's a bed I don't want to sleep in.
Now, speaking of which, Claire Danes is San. That was an interesting choice. Like,
San?
yeah. Was this around the time of Romeo and Juliet?
That was what, 98? So that'd be pretty close. If she had to voice the role, it was probably around more like 97.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I'm just wondering if
That's a good
that
question.
popularity made them be like, hey, you know what? We want her. She's popular right now. She's a name draw. Because everyone else is like, they're a name. I don't like, and they were then too. Keith David, Gillian Anderson.
Let's see. Romeo and Juliet was 96, actually. So that was the year before this.
All right.
And sorry, everybody, I'm going to bring it up. She did do Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines in 2003, but she was not the worst part of that movie.
No, the sunglasses were. She was the next worst part of the movie.
Well, Arnold being a cowboy and them giving him a weird accent was.
I'm sorry, she was not one of the worst parts of the movie at all. It was the Terminatrix. And it wasn't even the actor.
Dude, Kristana, fuck off. Get the hell out of here. You're fucking fired, bro.
I said it wasn't the actor. I said it was the concept of the character. Like, I didn't like it. Had nothing to do with the actor.
Kristana,
I'm sorry.
kind girl, I love you. I am happy to leave my wife. Just saying.
Shh, she'll hear you.
Dude, this is my hall pass. Come on. Come on, people. What's your hall pass? Throw it in the chat. Let's go. If we're going to be stupid and crazy up in this review, let's do it. Now, Kevin, got anything else good about Princess Mononoke before we get to the bad? Segue.
No, I do not. We talked about how much I enjoyed the voice acting. I do enjoy the artwork. The violence itself was really fun. I liked the single part where Ashitaka says, fuck it. He knows he's going to get hurt by using the disease, but he uses the disease anyway to stun both San and the Irontown woman. I cannot remember her name. It kicks everyone's ass basically and separates them. Like it cost him part of his soul basically, or his lifespan. Did it anyway, but it was so cool. It was almost like Spawn.
A little bit. I can absolutely actually see that, and I liked a lot of the little nuances to the animation, the characters, and some of the directions of the scenes. Like at the very, very end, and not to be too spoilerish, we're already like 42 minutes in, everybody. We're gonna get along, don't worry. But there is a point when they try to offer up the head to the deity of the forest to give it back to it, and Hashitaka actually puts his arm around San, and I feel like that's a nice subtle touch because he actually puts his arm around her and pulls her in as this is probably the end of our lives. It's a nice subtle animation touch for the scene to actually show a little bit more emotion and depth between the two characters and their relationship. Because are they really in love? We don't know, but there is a clear affection for one another and a respect. And it could definitely blossom into more. The movie does not end like he won the girl and he's going off into the sunset with the woman. That is not how this movie ends. No. But he does. There are those scenes where it's like the little subtle animation of, I'm going to hold you close because we need to do this together. Like, I care about you. Like, you helped. You saved my life. I saved your life. There's something here. I need to protect you. And to see Hashitaka actually do something like that is like tremendous. And that's little animation touches that make this movie work so well.
Yeah. And the fact that it doesn't have your super mega happy ending was actually nice and refreshing. It felt more natural.
Exactly.
I didn't dislike it. I would have been okay with the mega happy ending like Wayne's World, but again, still a decent ending. Yeah. People all suffered, but people kind of got better. They had to suffer in order to become better people.
Yep.
Because they were too goddamn stubborn to listen before.
They were all stubborn throughout this goddamn movie, to be honest with you. Now, with shots fired, Kevin, I got a bunch of women up here that want to take some shots at you too. What do you got for the bad about Princess Mononoke?
This movie's boring to me. I don't know why.
Oh,
It's not a bad flick. I can't objectively say it's a bad movie. I just don't dig this movie.
you think it's a little long, or was it the story for you? What didn't work for you?
It's long. It's the story. I don't know. Like I don't grasp any of this shit. The talking animals that don't sing like Disney princesses. Although if Keith David would have started singing a song in the middle of this, I probably would have fucking been like, yeah.
And Keith David had a voice in this.
Yeah, he was the pig. The old boar, a Coco, or
What did you call him?
a Coco?
You called him a pig.
Yeah.
He's a boar.
Oh, excuse me.
Well, excuse you, Mr.
You're
Blue
right.
Walls.
Pigs are cute. Boars are fucking unnecessary. They serve no purpose.
Evil motherfucking bitches.
They are, and they till up the earth that doesn't need to be tilled up. They suck ass.
Just like you at the glory hole. Gotcha.
There's no Hakuna Matata with the wild pig. Like anyone that's ever met a wild pig, like truly wild pig, there's no happiness about that.
It's the problem-free philosophy.
I'm fucking terrified of wild pigs.
Nah, but to your point, the movie does feel a bit on the long side. It should not be like 2 hours and like 15 minutes, including credits. This is a movie that probably would have been better served at about like an hour and 45 minutes. There's some subplots you could have cut out that just weren't necessary. Like, you already had enough going on in the movie. Like, you didn't need Billy Bob Thornton character of what was his name, Gino or something like that. You didn't need him running around being like, I'm gonna be like the third faction for the Emperor that's trying to kill everybody and everything
And manipulate everyone very
just
opaquely.
agreed.
Not-
Like, it just wasn't necessary. You could have kept the movie a little bit on the simpler side. It would have helped with the pacing a bit, and you could have cut out probably about 20 minutes on this movie. Just to be fair.
Yeah. And again, the little ghosty things that were supposed to be
The forest ghosts.
Yeah, like I have no idea what they were about.
They were a sign of good or bad things that were happening in the forest. They're almost like the emotion of the forest. So when they appear, things are okay. But if they're not around, you don't see them, or they're acting like fucking crazy, then something's really not right. And so when they show up and they're just like, hey, we're chittery, we're chattery, everything's fine, everything's kind of goofy, a little cheesy, everything's good. But when they go dark mode, they got like the beady red eyes, they go completely black, they're fucked up. That's where, unfortunately, this movie requires rewatches. And just to kind of catch everything, because this is a dense movie, everybody. It just is. It just is. It's complex. It's got layers to it. If you want to catch everything, you have to watch this like 2 or 3 freaking times. That's a little bit of a detriment, but it also is a strength to the movie too. So it's its greatest strength, but it's also its greatest weakness. That the fact you have to watch this multiple times just to catch everything. Not every movie needs to have that kind of level to it. This is one that did not really need that, I would argue.
No, and this is like a plot that keeps unfolding and unfolding and unfolding, and it stops once you get to the Emperor. just before you get to
the Emperor name comes up, it's like, all right, now you're turning into every other anime I've ever watched for like the last like 20 years. It's always the Emperor this. It's always the Emperor that. Can it just be like humans versus, the goddamn deities of the forest and nature? Like, Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I did appreciate that part. I like spirits.
I liked it too. I'm just, to be fair about some of the pullbacks on the movie, like there are some drawbacks. Like the pacing is a little off. It does run long, the runtime, and they could have cut out a few subplots that just weren't necessary to the overall plot.
That's true. That's true. I mean, Irontown, the ladies within it, their plot line wasn't exactly necessary, but it was enjoyable to the picture.
Hell yeah. Because these bitches would smoke you if they had a chance.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like they are not damsels in distress at all. They are all pretty fucking cool.
No, and Hashitaka actually treated them just in kind, like, I respect you. And they all respected him as well. That's why he was able to actually walk away from the town partway through the movie, because he's like, you know what? I'm leaving the same way I walked in. I'm just leaving. They still fucking shot him, injured him, nearly fucking killed him. But it wasn't one of the women that did it. They all respected him. It was some psychotic bitch that did it, that actually got smacked on the shoulder and fired it off, and she didn't even really want to.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yep.
Ibushi got hit?
Yep. Well, Ibushi was the lady. Hashitaka is the one who got shot when he was trying to leave with San after she was knocked out by the village people.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And I liked him having that problem with his, like, the infection, and then being able to channel and harness some of that power from time to time. And he's opening up like this gate, like, it takes 10 people to move this gate. And he's like, give me 10 seconds, bitch. He's like, I'm leaving. We're going to shoot you. Do what you got to do. And he still walks off like a goddamn boss trying to protect, like, San and save, like, everybody. Love that goddamn character. Hashitaka was a great character, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked him better than the guy from Ninja Scroll.
Oh, yeah.
Ninja Scroll wasn't bad.
Of Jigo. Or Jigo.
Yeah.
Jigo?
Jigo. Yeah, something like that. Or Higo.
It is not a slur. Don't flag us. Just saying.
Oh, I don't know, but now we should try to find ways to use it as a slur.
Yeah, you Jigo.
I don't know. It just makes me want to hear the song Jingo, because that's an awesome song. But anyway, I like.
God, half the time I think you're going to start singing like.
No, you do not.
Something else that's on a completely different show.
Is that good or bad?
Dude, when you invoke the name of Jessica Biel, I just want to be like, what the hell song are you talking about?
Oh,
You're
that.
like, oh, you don't know that song? I'm like, no, I don't actually.
You got to listen to that song, dude. The whole song is fucking awesome. Glory Hole. It's by fucking Steel Panther, kids. Look it up. It's great. Don't care if it's a fucking troll. In my head, it's Jessica Biel.
That's how you know how we feel, everybody.
Song kills me. I can't help it.
Oh my God, right. I did a clip of that, but I haven't actually listened to the whole song for a whole time. Now, Kevin, you got anything else that you kind of didn't like about this movie, or what you got going on?
No, and see, here's the thing. And I guess maybe this part of this is for final judgment, but the only bad I have with this movie is really personal bias. Like I didn't really dig it. I didn't have a good experience with it the first time. Didn't really have a good experience with it the second time. I didn't get laid yesterday either. So
True.
I don't know if I tried to watch this again and I still didn't get laid, I'd probably never watch this movie again. I'd put it up there with The Cable Guy. Well made, but unlucky.
Larry the Cable Guy or the Jim Carrey Cable Guy?
Jim Carrey, The Cable Guy.
Yeah, that'd do it. That'd shrink me up too.
Yep.
Cable Guy. Cable Guy. Well, yeah, I don't have too much else bad about this. I don't really have any bad impressions or bad memories of this one. It's just I only watched like probably half of this before, and it took me a couple times to watch it again. But I like this movie. It's actually very touching. It's very charming. It's very endearing. But Kevin, are you ready to get into final judgment on this?
Yeah, because nothing got touched on my end. Ooh,
Well,
neat.
here's a little phallic inspiration for you. Kevin, give us your final judgment.
It's
on
got no
Princes
head.
Mononoke.
Okay, the movie's all about a little head.
A little head, baby.
It's a pretty movie. It's a singular type of flick. It's very different. You have to be open-minded to different cultures and understand what they worshipped as far as
Yeah.
animal spirit guides and demons and stuff like that. There's no hell in this. Demons aren't necessarily malicious entities. They are just evil spirits or spirits that have been turned evil and mindless. So you kind of have to know a few things or have a little bit of education to the culture to enjoy this picture. But to Jeff's point, you have to watch this 2 or 3 times to really fully get what this story is about and the full complexity of this story.
Absolutely. What would you score this?
I would give this a 7.5.
7.5. That's actually pretty fair. For me, I don't have like too many like older memories. I know my wife watched this when it first came out like years and years ago in 97, and she's been a fan of it ever since. And when she's like, "Oh, you're watching this for one of your reviews? I want to watch it with you." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I'm watching it and I'm thinking, wow, there's a lot I don't remember about this movie. I remember how it basically begins and how we get up to about the halfway point, and I didn't remember much else. So watching it a couple more times after that, and then all the way through with her, I understand the appeal. It's a very good movie. It's Japanese language with English subtitles is awesome, but I would also argue the English audio is fantastic. The Blu-ray is beautiful. It is stunning. The movie in general is really damn good. My personal favorite is Howl's Moving Castle. So that's where I fall on the Ghibli spectrum. But and we got a ton of these movies on our shelf over here. I actually like anime and it fits very well. This is a really good story. The problem is you do have to watch it a couple times to catch everything because there's so much involved with it. It's a deep story. It's a lot deeper than it lets on. It's a lot deeper than it probably needs to be.
Yes.
That being said, it's beautiful. It gets epic when it needs to be. It stays intimate and singular when it wants to be. And it focuses just on the characters and their relationships, their interactions, their development. Nothing ever feels rushed or forced in this movie. I do appreciate that. Just some subplots just don't tend to fit or get explored as deeply as you would like. That being said, I'm going to give this a solid 8.5 myself. And between Kevin and I, that's pretty solid 8. And you really can't go wrong with that. That's a really good score for this kind of movie. And Kevin, let's be real. We reviewed Critters 2 last night. And the best score we could give that thing was a goddamn 7 between the two of us.
Yes, but in all fairness, IMDb gave that movie a 5.6. So, but we enjoyed that stupid piece of shit. But objectively speaking, this is a much better made film.
I'm going to look up really quick on IMDb what.
Oh, this is probably
Princess
like,
Mononoke got.
I'm guessing 8.5, 8.6.
Okay, everybody. Got any guesses in the chat? Let's see who's the closest without going over.
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll, please.
We can't afford drums.
Mike, Weirin, what you got, brothers? I know you're watching or you're listening in the background. Come on. Throw it up there. What you got?
Waiting for one of them to respond. Who cares? Get on with it.
Weirin's got an 8. Mike, what you got, brother? Come on. Come on, chat. Let's hear about it.
Levi should be out there somewhere. Come on, pal.
Yeah, he's too busy diddling off to Tremor stuff. Oh, I said something. Oh,
But-
Mike's got 6, dude.
But
8.3 on IMDb.
8.3. Wowzer.
So we actually got pretty damn close to the proper score on that.
Yeah, they liked it quite a bit more than I did, but it was a good happy medium between us.
Yeah. Yeah, and Levi, dude, when you hit a 7 on the Tremors flicker scale, we'll let you know.
I like ladies with tremors. Can't help it.
I'm teasing Levi, brother. Well, and on that note, Kevin, you looking forward to what we got next week? We are doing heavy metal.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it so much that I agreed to do the last 3 weeks. So
Thank you for suffering through Animation Month. I had a good time. Hopefully, at least some of these you got something out of.
We watched He-Man. And Eric and Julia Leewald work on Skeleton Warriors. I want to say it's the same animation company that worked on X-Men in general. At least it looks like it's the same art style. So, like, I'm really excited about that. Mega excited about Heavy Metal. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Fuck yeah, man.
It's not a great movie, but it's got a killer fucking soundtrack, and it's a very violent animated feature, and it's cool.
It is pretty damn rad. Just gonna
Yeah.
say.
If you like Conan, Heavy Metal's a pretty rad flick.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you getting through Animation Month with me. I love Ninja Scroll. I love a lot of the movies that we did, and this one's pretty damn good too. I know you weren't like the biggest fan of some of these, but I appreciate you going through these with us. Hey, we did slip in a little Critters 2 movie last night, everybody. So come on, rewind back. You can check out our Critters 2 review. You'll enjoy that. That's a fun ass Easter movie.
Kill Crates.
Let's kill Crates. Well, Kevin, say goodbye to everybody and let everybody know where we can find our asses at in the next few weeks.
Find our asses here at Suns and Shadows. Mondays, we take the night off. Usually, last night was a surprise. Tuesdays, we're always here on 0-Point Reviews. Oh, God, what do we even do now?
Thursdays are our Stargate Files.
Every other Friday, we have Nostalgia TV. Saturday nights, we have Deadwire Live. Sunday nights, we occasionally come on to do weird random things. And we're talking about expanding throughout the week. So who knows? Keep in mind, if you hit that subscribe button or like and subscribe, you're going to, or your bell, hit the bell notification. You'll see when we pop up. We have random surprises when we pop up. So it's not just certain days throughout the week. We come on randomly when we feel like it too.
Goddamn straight. And if you want particular streams, you just want to tune in for like our movie reviews, hey, we do set these up in advance. Hit the notify button on those specific videos. It should tell you when we go live or when we're about to go live, unless YouTube's wanting to be a little bitch. But we are not bitches. We just pretend to act like one because we stayed in a Holiday Inn Express last night. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe down below, hit the bell notification, and we will see you all next week with Heavy Metal, baby.